Okay. So what happened was when I was getting ready for Girls' Weekend, Val said she wanted Western and everything, I started to look at women of the West and wild women of the West, and I was so fascinated. You know, we don't give our gender enough credit a lot of times for the amazing things that we do. So what I did was I asked for some volunteers to tell us about people, women. They're going to introduce themselves, the wild women of the West. I thought I was waiting until everybody sat down, but I will. And then everybody came in. I'll keep talking. Okay, so for the volunteers who said they would do this, I wanted to kind of put you at ease, so I'll do it first. And I wanted to talk about Afong Moy. Afong Moy was the very first Chinese woman to set foot in America. She was 19, I am, is where you're supposed to do it. Somebody correct me. I am Afong Moy, and I was brought to America when I was 19 years old. My parents kind of sold me to these people who said that I was going to be like an ambassador for China to the United States, and what they did is they put me in a room, and they had all little my furniture around, and people would pay 50 cents to come and see me eat rice with chopsticks and walk around in my feet, which were bound very much. They would bind your feet so they would stay tiny, so that was a sign of royalty, which really sucked. So that's what happened, and actually for all the issues I had, I was really a lot luckier than most of the Asian women, the Chinese women who followed me. Many wound up to be actually the equivalent of slaves. And I do hope you will come up after and take a look at the people. These are all the real people who we are talking about. So now I would like to invite up Red Wing, also known as Lillian St. Cyr.
Hello, my name is Red Wing. I was born February 13th, 1883 in Winnebago, Nebraska, United States. My husband, James Youngdeer, and I were noted to be the first American, which they didn't say in those days, I'm going to say Indian, Hollywood power couple of the silent era. And you can see my picture here.
Awesome. Thank you. And next, we have somebody that didn't make it, so we're going to have one fake it. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Red Wing.
I'm going chronological order.
Next we have Lottie Deno.
Okay, good.
Lottie Deno. Excuse me. Lottie Deno.
You mispronounced my name. So my name is Carlotta Tompkins. How many people have heard of that? That person?
Carlotta.
Tompkins?
No.
One. Good, because neither have I. So my name is Lottie Deno. My birth name is Carlotta. Deno by the name of, I came up with the name, my Deno comes up because I'm known for my poker skills.
Your what skills?
Poker. Oh, I'm a bad girl from the wild, wild west because I gambled and I was very hot into poker. And so Deno is short for dinero, which means money.
Okay.
So that's my birth name. I was born way back in the 1800s, April 21st, to be exact, 1834, and I lived 90 years. Wow. 90 years. 1944, February 9th is my day that I left this place. For 90 years. And my name is because I learned how to gamble, and I learned that from Daddy. We were from a well-to-do family. I was much loved, well taken care of, well-to-do, because Daddy had all the money he could because he was a professional gambler. So that's where I learned my trade. my tricks of the trade. And so that was my profession for many years. And I met my husband, his name is Frankie Thunder Thompson or something. And I was born in Texas, and then eventually we moved to New Mexico, where we met some other famous people. I don't know if you've met. If you've known of what's his name?
It's you, not me.
I became friends with Doc Holliday. Because it's Billy the Kid and all that. So anyway, so I get married with Frankie, and we moved from Texas to Mexico. And later on in the years, we kind of changed tunes, changed chapters. And we were living on the edge with the law, kind of staying subdued because we were in trouble with our gambling, and that's how we made our living to expand our little fancy lifestyle. And so we moved to this town, settled down. We actually became very integrated into our community and well known, and we changed tunes. Before my time came, we did some good in town. And my husband was the vice president of a bank. We scraped up all the monies we had in our savings. We had a bank. And I was a co-founder of a hospital.
Thank you, Lottie. Think of it. Lottie done a lot of money.
Lottie done a lot. Lottie done a lot of good.
Okay, now we have Connie Reeves.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Yes.
The fun thing is these are all real people.
I like this.
No, you're just stranger than fiction.
Yeah, I like
Okay, Connie, do your
it.
thing.
Hey, Connie.
Woohoo!
I'm Connie and I'm 101 years old.
Yay!
Okay,
Okay.
I don't really remember when I was born, 101 years ago. But I started riding, and when I started to ride, I got thrown off the first horse I rode. Not the good start. Then we discovered that I had one leg that was shorter than the other, which made it difficult for me to balance.
Huh, so that happened.
So we simply adjusted my cowboy boots. So I had a thicker heel put on one cowboy boot. Now I had it. So then I stayed on the horse all the time. My parents had quite a bit of money. And of course, I'm still reading it, so you have to get through.
It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
And when I was like, maybe 80-something years old, got thrown off a horse. It wasn't the first time, it wasn't the best time. But I kept riding, and it kept me young, and it kept me healthy, and went to law school, and at the University of Denton. And she took law, I took law in school and everything, but riding was my biggest claim to fame. And it was a pretty tough cookie.
How'd you die?
I got, first of all, I did get thrown off a horse several times, but the last time I got thrown off my horse, I was over 100 years old.
Oh my God.
My biggest ambition in life was to ride my horse until I just couldn't anymore. So she rode when she was 101 years old. When I was 101 years old, got thrown off the horse, right over the horse's head, and did not die, broke her neck, did not die from a broken neck, but died from cardiac arrest.
Wow.
So one biggest thing in life that she wanted to do was ride for her whole life. And she rode for her whole life. The last thing she did was ride her horse. She got thrown off, broke her neck, and died of cardiac arrest.
She died happy.
She died happy. If you can all do that with your life, the one thing that you love to do, wouldn't that be the greatest thing ever? I'm there. I ride my horse every day, and I hope all of you find something that makes you feel that.
You know Valerie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, where is I'd like to introduce Teacup Sally.
Sally. No.
Hey, Teacup Sally, chicken
Teacup
down.
Sally.
I guess it's me.
Oh, yay, that's you. Wait till you see your
She ain't
picture.
chicken out. She's just.
Come on up.
Well, I didn't know my name was Sally, first of all. I just knew my name was Teacup Lady.
Teacup Lady.
And I'm actually not dressed appropriately. I'm not dressed appropriately. I want you to know that until a few years ago, I came from Texas, and I always thought Texas and Oklahoma and New Mexico and Arizona, I thought that was the real West. Yeah. Then I found out a few years ago that, oh no, Annie Oakley was up in South Dakota. And we had Wyoming and Montana. And, well, anyway, I thought I might travel up there a little bit. But in some areas of the West, particularly down in Texas way, I'm a lady and I'm called one of those soiled doves. And I'll tell you, I got a little bent out of shape because they made us pay for a license. and the money went for public service, for law enforcement. But you know what? I got even, and I told my girls to get even too. And I said, girls, since we had to post our licenses, we're just going to take a picture of us, and we're going to put the picture right next to the license, and do a little advertising of ourselves. Wow. Yeah. Well, that's me. Yeah. It's the crown and all. I don't have my crown on today.
That's funny.
But yeah, we had to post the license. But one thing I'm a little disappointed in is the proprietor at the place. He wanted the bill kicked back. And a little action on the side.
Oh.
But anyway, so that's me, gal. So
Come back Thursday.
woo, you know.
And now, I would like to introduce, and I'm going to ask everybody, I know it's hard, we only have a few more minutes to stay nice and quiet so everybody can be heard. Big Nose Kate!
Oh my.
Yeah, girl.
Bring it!
How y'all doing? My name is Big Nose Kate, but I was actually born Maria Caitlin Horemy. And that was in November of 1850, and I lived until 1940. And I'm mostly known in the areas of like Arizona and Texas, right? Now, women didn't get a lot of credit back then, but I'm most well known because of my better half, my longtime companion, my cowboy boo, Doc Holliday. Okay, so I was an indomitable woman, but it took the doc to be able to reckon with me. Okay? I immigrated from actually Hungary and moved to Iowa when I was 10 years old. And because of the roughness of the frontier, me and my siblings were orphaned a few years after we got here. In outlaw fashion, I ran away from all the foster homes that I was in at 15. I became a stowaway on a riverboat and headed out to St. Louis. So I had a wonderful, wonderful and exciting and adventurous life. I dabbled in various careers and moved around until I got locked down when I met Doc Holliday in Texas, all right? And Doc would not be the same had he not met me, all right? I'm just saying, all right? Because it was because of me that Doc Holliday went on to meet. I introduced him to Wyatt Earp, okay? And Doc and I moved to Tombstone, Arizona. And we know Tombstone has a little history with Wyatt and his brothers in 1880, and the rest of it's history. Right? My legacy continues to today, where there's a saloon in Tombstone named after me in my honor, and it is considered one of the best cowboy bars in the area. Big Nose Kate.
I do want to point out that on Teacup Sally, that Wyatt Earp signed this prostitution certificate.
Oh my.
Wow.
He got around.
Fanfare.
Yeah, small world, huh?
Wyatt got around.
He got around,
Okay.
right?
And next we have Victoria Woodhull.
Right, Victoria. You like, because once you see anybody, then you get nice and like, yeah.
Come on up, Victoria. What a woman.
Yeah, you got that.
All right, Victoria.
I was born in 1838, and I decided that in, when was it? I think it was 1872, I was going to run for president. United States of America. Yes. Yes, and on my way, I financed it through the Wall Street broker. My sister and I had a newspaper, we called it the Woodhull and Clapham Weekly, and we printed a lot of scandalous ideas, advocating a lot of free love, Woodstock.
Yeah.
Woodstock,
What?
yes. Free love,
President.
yes. And we also featured articles in that era on divorce, which was really not heard of back
Wow.
then. Absolutely, yeah. And how to divorce your spouse and to how to operate a brothel.
Yes.
Yes.
Woo.
And let's see, what else did I do? Let's see, we also became a profitable association for the soiled doves.
Oh my.
We
There
had
you
the
go.
soiled doves.
Right here.
Thank you.
But I was soon arrested in 1872 and charged with circulating obscene and indecent publications.
From.
What can I say? So I didn't get to the presidency of the United States.
Try again, you got a better chance today. And here is Victoria, looking very Victorian. Okay, and next we have Sally Skull.
Up.
Let's see my picture. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a spitting image.
Go Sally. So I was born in 1817 in Texas, and I was known for my husbands. My husbands. I had 5. There's rumors that I killed a couple of them.
At one time?
Drowning in rivers with their horse, and a couple got shot. A couple got divorced. But what I enjoyed doing was going for the Confederacy, bringing them supplies and cotton. I was well known for that, very good for that. And not sure how I died. Don't know when I died. I'm still hanging around with the spirit around and staying young.
Awesome. Yay. Husband.
Okay. Next we have Lotta Crabtree. Lotta.
Lara. Oh, you know. Lara. You were second with the class.
Kulata Crabtree.
No, just Lada.
Just Lara. Lara.
Just Lada.
Lara Crab.
I am Lotta Crabtree, and I began as the darling of the mining camps, and ended up as a toast of Broadway. The toast of Broadway.
Wow.
Over this way, over this.
To the camera, yeah.
Okay. I was tutored by the notorious dancer Lola Montez, one of Crabtree's neighbors in Grass Valley, California. I began my career at the age of 8 in 1855, dancing for gold miners. I later added a banjo
Dancing.
routine and moved. I need better glasses.
Honey, this is your life.
I know, huh?
Didn't you move to San Francisco?
I moved to San Francisco. And then New York City, Broadway to Philadelphia. And I starred on stage in Heart Teats. And by the time of my death in 1924, I had amassed a heartening fortune of $4 million.
Without prostitution, just saying.
So they say.
Thank you.
Okay, so our presenter for Dora Hand is not here, unfortunately. And I gave away her notes, so I don't remember what it is, but I remember one thing about her. She was having a bit of a tough life. She got involved with the wrong crowd, mostly men, and they were like stagecoach robbers and stuff like that. And she is the only woman to ever have been buried in Boot Hill.
Whoa.
Dora! Go see Dora's grave.
They respected her.
Well, that is our Wild Women of the West. I want to thank everybody. And I want to encourage you all to even go and Google Women of the Wild West and Wild Women of the West. And we will be so proud. I mean, who'd have thought a woman would have run for president back in the day? And don't you see the correlations between money and politics even now? Women can overturn that, okay?
Yes,
So I'm calling on you girls. I hope you enjoyed that. I thank the volunteers so much. I know it wasn't easy.